Good afternoon. How do you do? I'm Carlos and welcome to News on 2. The government has launched a 5-year National Anti-Corruption Plan, NACP, with the aim of making Malaysia a corrupt-free nation by 2023. And Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad said the plan was not meant to punish wrongdoings of the past, but to prevent corruption from happening in the future.
He hopes the NACP over the next 5 years will be able to curb the culture of corruption in the country. Realizing it is not something that could be easily achieved, the nation, however, needs to start by placing policies as foundation to form a culture and system that is based on good governance and integrity.
All of us make mistakes and do wrong things. But the important thing is that we want to correct it and we want to do the best we can and to learn from the past.
Tun Dr. Mahathir said this after the launch of the plan in Putrajaya today. The implementation of the 5-year plan was developed by the Governance, Integrity and Anti-Corruption Centre, GIACC, under the Prime Minister's Department, which was established last year, about a month after Pakatan Harapan took over administration. The NACP replaces the National Integrity Plan, which was launched in 2004.
A 9-month-old baby boy died after suffering internal hemorrhage in the head, allegedly due to abuse by a babysitter at the Manjung District Police Headquarters on Friday. The child, Muhammad Fariz Daniel Muhammad Nizar, died at the Pediatrics Intensive Care Unit at the Raja Permaisuri Bainun Hospital at 2:49 p.m.
The child's mother, Nur Azima Zahari, 26, said the doctors confirmed that her only child suffered internal bleeding in the head and burst blood vessels, believed to be due to strong shaking. She said according to doctors, there were no bruise signs on the head and body and no signs of choking on milk, just serious bleeding in the head and burst blood vessels.
Bila kita hantar ke hospital Ipoh pun, diorang buat pembedahan dan mencari kesan pukulan atau kesan lebam. Doktor dapati tak ada apa-apa kesan. Dan mungkin kata disebabkan goncangan buaian yang kuat ataupun digoncang badan dengan kuat boleh menyebabkan pendarahan.
Nur Azima lodged a police report at the Manjung District Police Headquarters last Friday, as well as at the Sungai Senam Police Station. When contacted, Perak Crime Investigation Department Head SAC Yahya Abdul Rahman confirmed that police had received a report from the victim's family as well as the babysitter.
The government will study proposals to review the mechanism for the installation of guardrails under Penang and Sultan Abdul Halim Muazzam Shah bridges following the recent accident that saw a sport utility vehicle SUV plunging into the sea. And Deputy Works Minister Muhammad Anwar Muhammad Tahir said the ministry has received many proposals on the matter, including from the Pulau Pinang government.
Last week, the state's Chief Minister, Chow Kun Yeow, said the state government will submit a written letter to the ministry following last week's incident.
Kementerian Kerja Raya khususnya dan mewakili kerajaan Malaysia akan mengkaji cadangan ini dan mengkaji sebaik-baiknya dan melihat seluruh keadaan yang ada, kondisi kedudukan kita ada, kewangan dan sebagainya sekarang ini, dan setelah kajian yang mendalam itu dibuat, insya-Allah kita akan cuba mencari jalan bagi memperbaiki keadaan itu.
Muhammad Anwar said this in relation to the incident which happened on 20th January, where a 20-year-old SUV driver, Moy Yun Peng, drowned when his car plunged into the sea after colliding with a Toyota Vios at kilometer 4.0 of the Pulau Pinang Bridge heading towards Prai. The SUV was hoisted out of the sea by crane 2 days later, with the deceased still in the driver's seat. Muhammad Anwar said this after officiating the Emulsi Bitumen Innate Synergy Sendirian Berhad at Seberang Jaya, Butterworth, Pulau Pinang.
The Sabah Bukit Aman police nabbed 6 individuals, including a woman believed to be part of a syndicate smuggling components used to assemble fish bombs in Kota Kinabalu. The joint operation was carried out on Sunday in Kota Kinabalu, Kampung Pondo, Pulau Gaya, and Pulau Mantanani, Kota Belud.
Sabah Police Commissioner Dr. Omar Haji Malma said all the suspects, including a Philippine national, are believed to be working as fishermen aged between 20 and 50 and are being remanded for investigation. Police also seized several fish bomb sets, components for making fish bombs, wires suspected to be fuses, 2 outboard motors, cash, GPS and a compass.
Kesemua mereka ni akan diambil tindakan bukan sahaja dituduh di bawah akta bahan hakisan dan letupan serta senjata berbahaya, tapi juga mereka akan diambil tindakan di bawah Seksyen 3 Bracket 1 Akta Pencegahan Jenayah POKA 1959.
Dr. Omar said this after launching the Ops Selamat 14 in conjunction with the Chinese New Year season in Kota Kinabalu yesterday.
Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad said the true status of the East Coast Rail Link or ECRL project on whether it will be continued or otherwise will be announced and clarified by Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng this week. And asked whether a decision had been made by the government on the project, the Premier reiterated that all information on the subject would be clarified by Lim.
Asked on the contradictory statements issued on the ECRL project prior to this, Tun Dr. Mahathir said everybody made mistakes and it was largely seen this way by society as the government is still new. In the meantime, the Premier also firmly denied the distribution of letters using the government's letterhead regarding the project.
Itu official kah?
Dia letterhead government.
Letterhead government kita tak boleh lah ni semua orang boleh ambil government punya letter, potong buat letterhead. That is not official.
Tun Dr. Mahathir said this after attending a closed-door briefing with the leaders of statutory bodies in conjunction with the federal statutory body's highest management executive program yesterday. Lim yesterday was reported to have said that all official statements on the ECRL project would be made soon. According to him, the matter is very sensitive as it involves a contract with the China Communications Construction Group Limited, CCCC, and numerous other parties.
Now, meanwhile, Tun Dr. Mahathir said Barisan National's BN victory at the Cameron Highlands parliamentary by-election on Saturday was not something shocking, as the constituency has been its stronghold for a long time. The Premier, who is also Pakatan Harapan PH chairman, said other than the racial issues played up by the opposition during the by-election, rural areas in the constituency are normally BN's fort.
Tun Dr. Mahathir said although it is unfortunate, it is the people's decision and PH accepts it. He said it was a good election as there were no unethical practices.
Winning by them is not surprising, especially as they make this is a rural area and they are always strong in the rural area and they play racial issues. It's too bad, but that is the decision of the people, we accept.
BN on Saturday retained its victory at the Cameron Highlands parliamentary by-elections through its candidate Ramli Mohammad Noor, who garnered 12,038 votes. He beat PH candidate M. Manugaran, who received 8,800 votes, and 2 independents, Salahuddin Abdul Talib, 314 votes, along with Wong Seng Yi, 276 votes.
The Election Commission, EC, will display its 2018 fourth quarter supplementary electoral roll, or RDPT, at 958 locations nationwide from today until 11 February. And Chairman Azhar Azizan Harun said the Commission had received 12,914 applications for new voter registration from eligible citizens and 6,791 applications for electoral change from registered voters. Now, Azhar said applicants who have applied to register as new voters as well as registered voters who applied for electoral change from 1st October to 3rd December 2018 are advised to check their names in the RDPT. And during the 2-week period, the RDPT will also display names from the electoral roll for certain reasons, such as those who have died or have lost their citizenship status based on the provisions of the Election Regulations Registration of Electors 2002. Azhar said that the EC is currently working with the Royal Malaysian Police, PDRM, and the Malaysian Armed Forces, ATM, to obtain information on officers and personnel who are no longer in service. For inquiries, the public can contact the EC headquarters at 03-88927018 or any of the state election offices. Now, the government is in the midst of drawing up the National Affordable Housing Policy, or DPMM, which will be used as a guideline to help the low-income group, or B40, own homes. And Housing and Local Government Minister Zuraida Kamarudin said that DPMM was a sub-policy of the National Housing Policy, or DPN, 2018-2025 Action Plan.
Zuraida said among the aspects that will be focused on in DPMM is that the price of houses, whether built by the government, state government or private sector, would be fixed at between 90,000 ringgit and 300,000 ringgit, depending on the location and the average income of the local community. She said that DPMM will also stress on the size of the house, which should be at least 900 square feet, as well as the amenities, while the developers must build houses within the specification set for the B40 group.
Polisi baru ni adalah redevelopment ada. That means projek-projek yang lama boleh dihidupkan balik, diroboh dan dihidupkan balik. Dan kita akan go untuk kaedah untuk memudahkan rakyat untuk memiliki rumah. Kita akan banyak fokus kepada rent to own. Rent to own, sewa beli. Ada satu pelancaran nanti dengan Bank Negara yang mana ada tabung 1 bilion yang ditempatkan dengan Bank Negara untuk diberikan kemudahan kepada golongan B40 ini dalam mendapatkan loan dan dalam deposit.
Zuraida said this at the launch of the DPN 2018-2025 in Kuala Lumpur yesterday. She added that based on the policy, the Perbadanan Prima Malaysia, the Malaysian Civil Servants Housing Program PPAM, and Syarikat Perumahan Nasional Berhad SPBN will be placed under her ministry.
The final draft of the new National Culture Policy, with a vision to create an advanced nation steeped in culture through a mission to uphold arts, culture and heritage, is expected to be ready in September. Now, Tourism, Arts and Culture Minister Dato' Muhammadin Katabi said the drafting of the new policy took into account the recommendations made by the National Culture Policy 1971 study.
Dato' Muhammadin Katabi said the ministry is still at the stage of gathering information. However, it is confident that the new policy will bring more benefit with its inclusive focus towards building a Malaysian identity.
Dasar kebudayaan yang akan dikubal ini akan membawa lagi lebih kebaikan kepada dasar kebudayaan seni di negara ini yang kita nanti akan ketengahkan. At the moment is still under draft, will be fully by September.
Dato' Muhammadin Katabi said this during a press conference held after his ministry's gathering in Putrajaya. Meanwhile, the minister also said that the ministry will focus on developing eco-tourism industries and culture where Malaysia has an advantage over other countries. He said the ministry would continue the 2016-2025 National Eco-Tourism Plan with the mission of promoting the country as one of the globally renowned eco-tourism and cultural destinations more aggressively, strategically and consistently.
Well, Grab yesterday launched its Regional Centre of Excellence, or RCOE, at the newly expanded 54,000 square feet office space in Petaling Jaya and expects to generate 400 jobs within the year. And Grab Malaysia Country Director Sean Goh said close to 300 of those jobs would be in regional functions as well as research and development, that's R&D.
He said the centre will immediately create high-value jobs such as software engineers, data scientists and legal services.
We want to invest as much as it takes. The reason why I want to invest as much as it takes is because we're not just investing to support our Malaysian business. A lot of the new functions we're building, actually, we're investing in to support our ASEAN business across 8 countries.
He said this to the media after the launch of the new office by International Trade and Industry Minister Dato' Darryl Leaking launched yesterday. The centre is Grab's response to the government's call for public-private partnership to help drive Malaysia's Industry 4.0 blueprint and digital economy ambitions.
When it comes to policy, it's already clearly laid down that the country wants to rebuild. And when we rebuild the nation, we need every single new talent, every talent that was untapped in Malaysia, and to knock on them and then to push them into what they're capable of. But this can only be done through a private and public partnership.
The company is also committed to helping Malaysia unlock greater economic gains by creating high-value jobs, nurturing deep technology talent and attracting more Malaysians overseas to return home.
And first, let's check out the world of motorsports. And Malaysia's first MotoGP outfit, Yamaha Sepang Racing Team SRT, have set their riders Franco Morbidelli of Italy and Fabio Quartararo of France a lofty top 6 target for this year's World Motorcycling Championships. Now, team principal Dato' Razlan Razali said Morbidelli will be astride the same machine used by Movistar Yamaha riders, that's Valentino Rossi and Maverick Vinales.
Speaking after an event to introduce Morbidelli and Quartararo at the Petronas Twin Tower yesterday, Dato' Razlan, who is also Sepang International Circuit SIC Chief Executive Officer, hopes to have local riders in the team in 2 years' time.
Kita tak ada niat pun untuk mentubuhkan satu pasukan MotoGP. Macam saya cakap tadi, ini nasib yang kita dapat menggunakan sepenuhnya. Sedikit sebanyak atas kita punya relationship dengan Dorna, kita menunjukkan kepakaran kita membuat event dan kita memberi confidence kepada semua stakeholders yang bergabung dengan kita. Dan kita berpengalaman dari segi menubuhkan satu pasukan dengan semua kepakaran yang berpengalaman.
Meanwhile, Dato' Razlan set a lower target, a top 15 for the Petronas Sprinter Racing Team in Moto2, as he felt that Karol Ithambawi would need some time to get used to the Yamaha bike. As for Moto3, he said the team had raised the bar and set a top 5 target for the riders Ayumu Sasaki, Japan, and John McPhee, Scotland.
That's all the time we have this afternoon. Our top story, Prime Minister launches 5-year national anti-corruption plan. Do join us again at 7 this evening. I'm Amin Carlos. From all of us here at Studio 5, thanks for watching.